So this week's episode of Beat the Baseline, I have 4 new random bottles to go against the unknown pour, which will set the baseline. So it should be a lot of fun, so stick around and pour up. It's the Bourbon Nut. Hey, welcome back. My name is Brock, and thanks for joining me on another episode of what is called Beat the Baseline. If you're new, the first time joining, Beat the Baseline is simply where I take a random sample that I have right here, do not know what it is, and I will pick at the beginning of every episode 4 random bottles, show them to you so you know what they are, and then at that point I will put them in these glasses here, which I've already done, put them in the carousel to kind of mix them up a little bit to make it a little more interesting. And then each one will go head to head against the baseline to see whether I think it's better, equal, or worse than the unknown pour, which would set the baseline. It's a lot of fun. I thought this would be a good way to do it. I'm getting some good comments on this as well too, so keep the comments coming. Without further ado, let's kind of bring out the contenders for this particular week's episode. Number 1, coming out of Redwood Empire, we have, this is the Weeder Screaming Titan. Now this is aged at least 5 years and it's distilled Indiana, California, and Kentucky. 96 proof, really good. Love this bottle. The Weeder mash bill for this one is really good, so I figured I'd throw a Weeder in here against this one right here because it does look kind of light. That's the only clue I have, so I'm trying to pick some to see, but we'll find out. But that's number 1. Number 2, hailing from Sagamore, we have the 9-year. Almost gone. I can't find the 10-year yet. But anyway, this is the 9-year. This is distilled also at MGP at the time. I know they have their own distillate out there too as well, but this is coming in 112 proof. And again, this is the rye. Really good. Love Sagamore stuff. Next up, we have a little finished action here with the Nulu Double Oak. This is a store pick. Really good. I love this bottle a lot. I've been trying to hold on to this until I get another one that I really like. This one's coming at 122 proof, so this bumps up in proof. And again, finish, so it's double oaked for an additional 36 or 34 months. Really tasty, got a little punch to it. It's in the mix tonight to see how it stacks up. Last but not least, from Heaven Hill, we have the McKenna 10-year Bottle and Bond. Love-hate relationship with McKenna. I've liked McKenna, I've had good bottles. So I'm gonna put it in the mix, the 10-year age stated. Let's see how that goes tonight. So there you have it, folks. Here are the contenders for tonight's battle. So let's go ahead and put these bottles down here so I'm not influenced by looking at them as I'm trying them out. And then we'll get them in the carousel and we will mix these up and we'll get the party started. So, and I'll pour this, actually let me go ahead and pour this up. I'll go ahead and pour this up so I can breathe a little bit here. Man, it looks, shit, this looks super light, but. All right, let's move that out and let's get these in here and we'll mix them up. All right, we'll give these a couple spins. Spin. That's all it takes. All right, pull them back out and we get ready to dive right into this. All right, geez, that's kind of loud. All right, we'll get this stuff back up here. Let's get this going here a little bit. All right, I'm excited to kind of get this party started. So cleanse this paddle with water. Make sure I smell, everything's good, whatever works best there. You know what, leave a comment down below. Coffee beans, smelling your skin, what's supposed to clear the palate? I've seen all kinds of different things. Be curious to know, but let's go ahead and get the unknown pour. It's gonna set the baseline on the nose. Okay, fairly light, little hint of like vanilla, little sweetness, but nothing that really sticks out a whole lot there. Okay, and there might be a little bit of, yeah, it's just more fruit. I do get a hint of, I don't know if that's a little bit of char there. Could be a little barrel char or a little spice, barrel spice. Could be that too maybe. But yeah, pretty pleasant. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. Cheers. That's pretty tasty. It's pretty viscous too, oily too. Clings. That's pretty tasty. We get another sip. I mean, the finish is relatively short. It's got a little bit, but the flavors that are in there in the glass are really good. That's pretty solid. Pretty viscous, oily. Again, some light caramel, a little bit of vanilla. There's some of that spice on there coming through, barrel spice a little bit, a little char. Overall, pretty pleasant. I like it. It's gonna be a tough one. Let's start and see what we got. So we'll start with this one right here. Again, I'll work from my right to left, your left to right, and we'll call this letter A. Let's go and get this on the nose. Okay, this smells a little darker on the nose. They're coming off the unknown, the baseline. Fairly sweet. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty sweet. It's like a grain sweetness to it a little bit. Almost like a Honey Nut Cheerio, maybe a little bit kind of thing. Yeah, let's get it on the palate though. It's pretty good. This is like a sweet Honey Nut Cheerios with a little bit of caramel and vanilla. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the flavors on it. It's pretty balanced. It's nice, sweet on the front end a little bit of that grain, but not in a bad way grainy, but you get some of that sweet grain. You get a little bit of spice on the back end, but it just tickles your throat a little bit, but nothing that's overpowering by any means, but pretty solid. Man, that's gonna be tough. Let me go back to this first one here again. That's tough. I feel like these are fairly close in like proof. Yeah, this one comes across lower proof or very similar in proof, plus or minus 5. But, I would say this is probably maybe hanging around 100, maybe under 100 a little bit. As far as this one right here. But this one right here I feel like is also a little bit lower proof too. So I feel like they're similar in proof maybe perhaps, but that's gonna be a tough one. But gotta make the call so we can move on. So Brock, is this one better, equal, or less than the baseline? I think for me tonight, I'm gonna have to say this is better than the baseline pour. And I think I'm picking straws here a little bit too. So I think I like the overall balanced flavors of this one right here. Even though it does seem maybe a little bit lighter, I really like the flavors on this one. Right? I like the sweetness of that grain. And I like the complexity that it has on the back end a little bit. It's got a little bit going on for me that I tend to like. So yeah, I think the flavors just seem a little more well-rounded. So yeah, so tonight I think I'm gonna go with this one. I like better than the baseline. So let's cleanse the palate, move on to the next one. Small arm, whatever. All right, let's go on to Glass B, and let's get that on the nose. Ooh, all right, so this one comes across definitely, almost get like a little woodiness on this. It's like wood, like almost kind of like damp wood a little bit. A little caramel on this one as well too. Vanilla, yeah, the vanilla's pretty good on this one as well too. Maybe hit a stone fruit, just a hint. Yep, I like the nose. Let's go ahead and try it on the palate. Cheers. That's good. A lot of flavors in there. There's a little bit of spice comes through on this one, but there's some caramel. There's some oak coming through there. They're playing together really nice. Oak, caramel, a little bit of spice. Finish is really good on this one actually. I would say this is probably more of a medium finish. So it's definitely better finish than the first one, even though I like the first one a lot too. Let's go back to this one real quick. That's really good. The more I sip this, this comes across, it's got like some bready notes, like bakery, like baked bread notes, which I do dig that. That's pretty good. All right, let's go back to this one more time. Yeah, I think this one just beats it across the board. Palate, nose, finish. I really dig this one. So, Brock, is this better, equal, or worse than the baseline? For me tonight, this one, pretty easy. This was better than the baseline in my opinion. Tonight. Again, palates are subjective. I say that all the time because everybody likes different things, but for me, that one is better than the baseline pour tonight. So let's go ahead and cleanse the palate again. All right, and let's move on to letter C. Let's get this on the nose. This one is just a little, this one also seems like it's a little, got some oak on it. All right, this smells like it might be kind of viscous. On the nose, it smells like it a little bit. So maybe that's an indication of some of the age on it, maybe. But yeah, I'm digging the nose on this one as well too. A little fruitiness to it, but not much. Like sweet fruit. But there's definitely some there's definitely some oak qualities. I feel like it's coming through on this as well too. So it's like a little fruit, sweet fruit, and mature oak. A little bit of barrel spice. And maybe a hint of vanilla. So, all right, let's see what we got on palate. That was really good. That's super good. That one also seems pretty cohesive. And I know I picked some random ones that I tend to like a good bit, and they're pretty balanced. This one's really good. I like this one a lot too. So let's try this one again. That's pretty good. But I think this one also is another one that just, I think, beats it hands down. So we'll pour a little bit more of this up real quick to get to the last one here. All right. All right. So Brock. Oh, shit. Let me try one more. Okay. Yep. So Brock, is this better, equal, or less than the baseline pour? For me tonight, I think this one is better than the baseline pour, in my opinion. Has a finish that's a little more pronounced on the back too, so it hangs around, coats it. I like it a lot, so that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and cleanse the palate again. All right, and let's get on to the last contender against the baseline pour tonight on the nose. Also a little bit of oak. Well, I'm just getting like oak on these. I mean, I did pick some like older age statements, I think, on some of the, most of these, I think. So it makes sense I'm getting some oak presence on a lot of these. I get like a little vanilla cream on this one as well too. Custardy a little bit. Not heavy, but faint with some oak. A little barrel char on this one too, I think. So I picked a lot of these tonight that I really enjoy. So let's go ahead and get this one on the palate. Cheers. Yeah, that's sweet. There's like a honey sweetness that comes through on that one all the way through. As soon as it hits the front of your palate, it's sweet, it's oak. And as you get to the back, a little bit of spice comes in there, but the honey stays with it. And it's got a nice finish. It's got a little drying effect in between the cheeks too a little bit. So really good. Let's go to the baseline here. It's good. I just think it's lighter fare, but good qualities throughout the pour. I mean, I think it's just it's lighter but balanced on a lighter side of things. I think these right here, and this one too, particularly too, has got a lot more going on. Yeah, it just seems this has a little more going on for it. A little more pronounced layers of vanilla, some oak on that. Finishes really good on this one as well too. So I'd say the last few of these, two or three, or last couple of these, the finish has been a little more amped up than from the first one. And the first one had really good flavors, but these are amped up too as well. So the question is, Brock, is this better, equal, or worse than the baseline tonight? For me tonight, I'm gonna have to say this is also better than the baseline pour. So if I'm not mistaken, every one of these I like better than the baseline pour tonight. Yeah, letter D was really good from the front of the palate to the back. The finish is really good on this one as well. So that's kind of why I gave that one the nod over the baseline tonight. So now that we know where these all stand against the baseline pour as they went head to head, let's go ahead and pull out the contenders based on where these letters were mixed up randomly, right? Let's figure out what we got here. So let's go ahead and pull the bottles up. We'll put them over here and we'll find out first which letters of these correspond to the bottles I have here. All right, so let's go with this first one here too. This first one is going to be B. So B is, all right, so B is the Screaming Titan. All right, that's the one I thought was a little lighter, and it's 96 proof, so that made sense. That kind of was close to what I feel like the proof is on this one, but we'll find out here in a minute. But letter A here was the Screaming Titan. Really good, solid, nice flavors, lighter fare, but just really good flavors across the board. Finish is pretty decent on that one. So let's go to the next one here. We got A. A is Sagamore. All right, so this is the rye, 9-year rye, coming in 112 proof, right? 112 point something. Really good. Let's go to the next one. Letter C. Here's the double oak. So that's the double oak coming in 122 proof. Really good. I like that one a lot. I thought also that one, without a question, was really good as well too. So hands down, like that one a lot. And also better than the baseline pour tonight. Kind of curious to see what the baseline pour is I thought all these were better than that. So, and then that means this last one here is good old Henry McKenna. That I also thought was better than the baseline pour tonight. So, what is the mystery baseline pour tonight? Let's go ahead and find out what it is. This is, jeez. All right, so this is the Penelope Cigar Series or Cigar Sessions Chapter 1. Penelope. So that's crazy. So Penelope, I actually like that one. It does really good with cigar blend, but tonight, and I can't remember, I have this cigar. So yeah, so here's the bottle, Penelope Sessions here, and this is a blend of, let's see what I can get here, straight bourbon, 100% American single malt, and American light whiskey. So there you have it. So let's move this out of the way and put that up there. And that's what was matched up against each one of these tonight. So by itself, it's a really good pour. I enjoyed that one a lot. I've paired it with a couple cigars and the buddies, and they've all had good things to say about it as well too, so it's really good. But against these head-to-head as far as flavor, profile, I just prefer these tonight. Now, by the way, this comes in at 101 proof. So that makes sense with this one being 96, that I thought these were fairly close as far as proof points. But again, nice surprise. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the blind in terms of the bottles that were stacked up against it. Would have been different for you? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, sip your passion.